When patients tell me that they feel wore down despite doing everything right, I really start to think about their cellular health. Hi, my name is Dr. Steve Jones. I'm a longevity physician from Texas. And if you're watching this because you feel more tired than you should, if your workouts feel like they're not getting the same return that they used to, or if you're just doing all the right things but still don't feel like yourself, I want you to know something important. Very often the issue isn't your effort, your discipline, or even your motivation. It's things that are happening at the cellular level. Today I want to walk you through how cellular health and mitochondrial function influence your energy, your metabolism, inflammation, and your aging. And specifically, I want to look at certain peptides that are being studied to support these exact systems. Specifically, I want to talk today about MOTS-c, epitalin, and KPV. Look, this is educational, this is not medical advice, but my goal is to help you understand what's actually happening inside your body so then you can make informed decisions about your own health. So let's start with some basics. Every cell in your body needs energy to function. Common sense, right? Well, that energy is produced by these little organelles in our cells called mitochondria. Now, most people think of mitochondria as just like they're the energy factories, but they're really much more than that. Our mitochondria influence multiple things like how efficiently we use fuel, how much inflammation our body produces, and how well our brain functions. It also influences how quickly we recover from any stress or exercise, and even is going to determine how fast our cells age. Look, as a physician, I see this pattern constantly. After about age 40, mitochondrial efficiency starts to naturally decline. And that's when things start happening. People experience persistent fatigue, slower recovery, increased inflammation, brain fog, resistance to fat loss. What's frustrating is that standard labs can look normal, but you'll still feel off because we're not measuring exactly how cells are functioning. And so this is where peptides become relevant. Peptides, remember, we've gone over this before, but they're short chains of amino acids. They act as signaling molecules. Our body already makes them. They don't force the body to do anything unnatural. They help to restore normal cellular communication. I often explain peptides like this. They're not stimulants, they're not hormones, they're more like instruction signals, telling the body to repair, to regulate, or to adapt more effectively. And when they're used appropriately, peptides can support multiple things: cellular signaling, metabolic flexibility, immune balance, recovery, resilience. Now, I want to talk today about those three peptides. These come up frequently when we discuss cellular and mitochondrial health. MOTS-c is one of the most fascinating peptides in longevity medicine. And the reason is simple. It's encoded by mitochondrial DNA, not nuclear DNA. What that means is that it's a direct message from the mitochondria themselves. MOTS-c plays a role in helping the body adapt to metabolic stress. Things like poor energy utilization, insulin resistance, and reduced exercise capacity. So research has linked MOTS-c to improved insulin sensitivity, better fat metabolism, increased exercise tolerance, improved cellular stress response. The way I like to explain MOTS-c to my patients is that it doesn't push your body harder. It helps your cells become more efficient with the fuel they already have. So for those driven professionals out there who feel metabolically stuck, MOTS-c is often discussed in the context of metabolic resistance. It's helping your body adapt, again, instead of constantly recompensating. Okay, the second one I want to look at is epitalin. This is most often associated with longevity and healthy aging. It's a synthetic peptide. It's modeled after different compounds connected to our pineal gland. Now, one of the major reasons that epitalin is studied is its relationship with telomeres. Telomeres are these protective caps at the end of our chromosomes. As cells divide over time, though, telomeres shorten. The cellular repair capacity starts to decline, and that's associated with accelerated aging at the cellular level. So epitalin has been studied for its potential role in supporting telomerase activity, which helps to protect those caps at the end of our chromosomes. It also promotes healthier cell turnover. It supports circadian rhythm signaling, and that one's really important because it improves our sleep-wake regulation. That's super critical. Sleep, mitochondrial health, and aging are deeply connected to one another. Poor sleep damages mitochondria. Dysfunctional mitochondria disrupt sleep quality. Epitalon is not about quick energy. It's not like you do the shot and you feel amazing. It's often discussed as a long-term cellular optimization peptide. It supports how the body restores itself over time, and I think it's a critical one to keep in our arsenal, on our rotation, in our longevity efforts. Okay, the last one I want to talk about today is KPV. KPV is a small peptide. It comes from this alpha MSH, which plays a role in immune regulation. Now, what makes KPV interesting clinically is its anti-inflammatory signaling. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest threats to mitochondrial health. Inflamed cells produce energy inefficiently. Inflamed cells shift to constant defense mode. Inflamed cells lose their ability to repair things. So KPV is being studied for its potential role in supporting gut barrier integrity, modulating immune response, reducing inflammatory signaling, and even creating a healthy cellular environment in general. I often describe KPV as helping quiet the background noise. When inflammation is lower, the mitochondria can focus on what they're designed to do, which is produce energy and support repair. This is extremely important. Now, remember this stuff, guys. Peptides do not replace sleep. They do not replace nutrition. They do not replace strength training, resistance training, or stress management. They work with the foundation that we're using them in. They don't work instead of it. At Revive Longevity Center, we never use peptides casually. They're considered precision tools. They're guided by your symptoms, your labs, your context of your lifestyle, and your long-term goals. So there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cellular health. If you, in particular, feel frustrated because your energy, your recovery, or your performance is not matching your effort, the issue may not be your motivation. It may be your cellular health. Remember, MOTS-c supports metabolic efficiency. Epitalon supports cellular aging and circadian rhythm. KPV supports inflammation control. And when your cells function better, everything functions better. If this video helped you understand a little bit about what's happening beneath the surface, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and maybe even share this video with somebody who feels worn down despite doing everything right. And if you yourself are curious about whether peptide therapy is appropriate for you, the next step is always a personalized evaluation with a qualified medical provider.